100,000 Faces by Joseph Campbell, narrated by Ralph Blum.
Whether we listen with aloof amusement to the dreamlike mumbo-jumbo of some red-eyed witch doctor of the Congo, or read with cultivated rapture thin translations from the sonnets of the mystic Lao Tse, crack the hard nutshell of an argument of Aquinas, or catch suddenly the shining meaning of a bizarre Eskimo fairy tale, it will be always the one shape-shifting yet marvelously constant story that we find, together with a persistent suggestion of more to be experienced than will ever be known or told. Throughout the inhabited world, in all times and under every circumstance, the myths of man have flourished, and they have been the living inspiration of whatever else may have appeared out of the activities of the human body and mind. It would not be too much to say that myth is the secret opening through which the inexhaustible energies of the cosmos pour into human cultural manifestation. Religions, philosophies, arts, the social forms of primitive and historic man, prime discoveries in science and technology, the very dreams that blister sleep, boil up from the magic ring of myth. The wonder is that the characteristic ability to touch and inspire deep creative centers dwells in the smallest nursery fairy tale, as the flavor of the ocean is contained in a droplet, or the whole mystery of life within the egg of a flea. For the symbols of mythology are not manufactured. They cannot be ordered, invented, or permanently suppressed. They are spontaneous productions of the psyche, and each bears within it, undamaged, the germ power of its source. What is the secret of the timeless vision? From what profundity of mind does it derive? Why is mythology everywhere the same, beneath its varieties of costume? And what?
In a conventional sense, Joseph Campbell speaks to us as a scholar, offering insights into our historical world. Quite unconventionally, Campbell penetrates this outer world of scholarship to reveal the inner world of a spiritual life. He is speaking about the soul of our ancestors, the soul of every man, of every woman. The first program in the series begins literally at the beginning.
Some people say a man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bone. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. So Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go on my soul to the company store. I was born one morning, it was drizzling rain. Fighting in trouble, my middle name. I was raised in a canebrake by no mama line, and no high-tone woman made me walk the line. You load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. So Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go on my soul to the company store.
Science has obsessed us with this idea that the Egyptians are beset with this morbid preoccupation with death, the gloom, and the tomb. The grisly mummy image, that we've got with the Egyptians, and nothing could be farther from the truth. Resurrection, not death, is the theme here. Look at this man. He's striding forth with purpose and gladness, his eyes looking forward. The hands above his head are raised in the Ka gesture, which is the salute to the spirit moving into the higher world. The upper world is the Ka, you see. When you enter the presence of a great one, you raise both hands to show that you're not armed, also that you bear no ill will, and that you trust him completely. He's coming into the presence of the Father, you always call him the Father, with complete trust and confidence.
good morning, Dee Dee.
Hi, Joe. What's with the shoe?
I'm losing my soul.
Mr. Banks.
Yeah.
Dr. Ellison will see you now.
How are you feeling, Mr. Banks?
Pretty much the same. I feel puffy, blotchy. I never seem to have very much energy. I keep getting these little sore throats. I really just don't feel very good.
And how long have you felt this way?
Well, pretty much since I left the fire department. On and off, but since then, about 8 years.
What did you do in the fire department?
Well, you know, I put out fires.
Was it dangerous?
Yeah, there was some pretty rough stuff, but I came out of it okay. The hard part was not feeling good all the time. I started not feeling good all the time, so I had to quit.
Yes. I've gotten the results of your tests.
I've got cancer.
No.
Something wrong with my blood or my urine?
No, they're fine. But there is something.
Tell me.
You have a brain cloud.
Brain cloud?
There's a black fog of tissue running right down the center of your brain. It's very rare. It'll spread at a regular rate. It's very destructive.
And it's incurable.
Yes.
How long?
6 months. You can pretty much count on it being about that. It's not painful. Your brain will simply fail, followed abruptly by your body. You can depend on at least 4.5 or 5 months of perfect health.
Wait, what are you talking about, Doctor? I don't feel good right now.
Well, that's the ironic part, really. Mr. Banks, you're a hypochondriac. There's nothing wrong with you that has anything to do with your symptoms. And my guess is that your experiences in the fire department were extremely traumatic. You experienced the imminent possibility of death several times.
Yeah.
You survived. But the cumulative anxiety of those brushes with death left you habitually fearful about your physical person.
I'm not sick except for this terminal disease.
Which has no symptoms. That's right. It was only because of your insistence on having so many tests that we happened to discover the problem.
What am I going to do?
Well, if you have any savings, you might think about taking a trip. A vacation.
Don't have any savings. A few $100. I spent everything I had on doctors.
Yes. Well, perhaps you'll want a second opinion.
Brain cloud. I knew it. Well, I didn't know it, but I knew it.
Yes.
What am I going to do?
You have some time left, Mr. Banks. You have some life left. My advice to you is live it well.
Yeah.
How about dinner tonight?
Yeah, okay. Wow. What a change.
Who am I? That's the real question, isn't it? Who am I? Who are you? What other questions are there? What other questions are there, really? If you want to understand the universe, embrace the universe, the door to the universe is you.
Me?
You? Me?
You are really intense.
Am I? I guess I am. I was.
What do you mean?
I mean, a long time ago. In the beginning, I was full of, piss and vinegar. Nothing got me down. I wanted to know.
You wanted to know what?
Everything. But then I had some experiences. I was talking to this guy today, and he says that I got scared.
Scared of what?
Have you ever been scared?
I guess so, sure.
What scared you?
A lot of things. At the moment, you scared me a little bit.
Me?
Yeah.
Why should I scare you?
I don't know.
These records and go back to these early times to get us off dead center. What should we be looking for? Remember, First Nephi ends with 4 things. There are 4 things we should never look for. The first thing is gain. The second is power. The third is popularity. And the fourth is the lust of the flesh, it says. Those are the things, and they all go together. And those are the things everyone's looking for. Those are our objectives. When you say, well, what should be our objectives? Abraham, book of Abraham, that second verse says what Abraham, what he was after, what he wanted. But now here's what he's after: greater happiness and peace and rest from me. So he seeks for the blessings of the fathers, and the right whereunto I should be ordained to administer the same, having been myself a follower of righteousness. Now, obviously, he is in on a tradition. We're dealing here with a sort of closed circle. Every time we mention these things, remember, we're dealing with a closed. You have to be an initiate. You have to be inside. These things can't be treated lightly. They have to be taken seriously.
Joe Banks? Mr. Joe Banks?
Yeah?
Have I come at a bad time?
Yes. No. I don't know how to answer that question.
Well, can I come in? Can we talk? You're not dressed.
No.
Doesn't bother me if it doesn't bother you. Not a nice place you have here, Joe. Oh, mind if I call you Joe?
No.
Dingy. Dismal. Shabby. Dinky.
Not much. I see it as a sign of tremendous sophistication that you haven't demanded my name.
Or ask me what I'm doing here. My name is Samuel Harvey Grainamore.
Joe Banks.
Oh, I know. Trying to see the hero in there.
What do you mean?
You dragged 2 kids down a 6-story burning staircase. Now, that was brave. But then you went back up for the 3rd kid. That was heroic. Come on now, you're a hero!
Well, that was a long time ago.
Yes, it was.
How do you know my name?
Oh, and all about it. Much as I could learn 24 hours, anyway. Peanuts?
No.
Quit your job, huh?
Yeah.
That sounds like a dumb job. No family? Good for you. Families are a pain in the neck. What do you know about superconductors?
Nothing.
Me neither. But I own a huge company that dominates the world market for superconductors.
Really?
Sit down. Dr. Ellison, you were at his office yesterday?
Yes.
He told me your news. He thought that you and I might be able to help each other. You got any whiskey?
Nope.
I want to hire you, Joe Banks. I want to hire you to jump into a volcano.
You know, I do have some whiskey.
There's an island in the South Pacific called Waponi-Woo. The name means the little island with a big volcano. Now, the Waponis are a cheerful people who live a simple existence, fishing in the lagoon, picking fruit. Their one fear is that big volcano. They call it the Big Woo. They believe that an angry fire god in the volcano will sink the island, unless once every 100 years he is appeased. It's been 99 years, 11 months, and 11 days since the fire god got his properties, and the Waponis are scared.
How is their god appeased?
Of his own free will. A man's got to jump into the volcano. Now, as you might imagine, none of the Waponis are anxious to volunteer for the honor of jumping into the big woo. So what do?
What do? You
do some trading. There's a mineral on that island, Mr. Banks. It's called Boobaro. I don't know anywhere else on the planet where you can find more than a gram of this stuff. And believe me, I've looked, because without Boobaro, I can't make my superconductors. I've tried to get the mineral rights from the Waponis, but I don't seem to have anything they want. But they do want a hero, Mr. Banks. And they'll give me the mineral rights if I find them one.
Why would I jump into a volcano?
From your exploits in the fire department, I think you've got the courage.
You do?
Well, does it take more guts to twice traverse a staircase in flames, or to make a one-time leap into the mouth of a smoking volcano? Damned if I know, Kemosabe. All I know is that when you're making those kind of calls, you're up in the high country. From your doctor, you know you're on your way out anyway. You haven't got any money, I checked. You want to wait it out here in this apartment? Oh, that sounds kind of grim to me. Not the way I'd want to go, I tell you that. Here, these are yours, if you take the job. It'll be 20 days from today before you'd have to actually jump into the volcano. You could shop today. Yeah, get yourself some clothes, you know, for an adventure. And tomorrow, a plane to L.A. First class, natural.